Grandpa, why do Iran and the other Arab countries always seem so angry at each other?
Think of them as two neighbors who used to disagree about where the fence should be, because many borders were fluid and people were more defined by tribe or religion than nationality. Before 1916, the Ottoman Empire, which ruled Mesopotamia, today's Iraq, and parts of the Arabian Peninsula, was frequently in conflict with its neighbor, the Qajar dynasty, which ruled the lands of Persia, today's Iran. In 1916, the Arabs revolted with the help of the British after the Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers in World War I. Following the empire's defeat and surrender in 1918, various parts of its territories were occupied by British, French, Italian, and Greek troops. Furthermore, the British and French failed to honor their promises to the Arabs. Consequently, much of the Arab world fell under the direct or indirect influence of British and French colonial powers. After the end of World War I, the rise of Iranian nationalism under the Pahlavi dynasty and the spread of Pan-Arabism created regional tensions. While these movements occasionally clashed over ideology and regional leadership, the Shah of Iran and the Saudi monarchs generally maintained a cooperative, albeit complex, relationship. This became particularly evident following World War II, when they formed the twin pillars of a U.S.-backed strategy to contain Soviet influence and secure regional stability. Then, in 1979, the House in Iran changed completely.
What happened?
Well, the people in Iran were unhappy with their king. So, the king of Iran was overthrown and a religious leader named Ayatollah Khomeini took over in 1979 in an Islamic revolution. Iran's new leader said, "We don't want kings anymore, and neither should you," essentially calling monarchies like the Saudi royal family un-Islamic, and they tried to export this revolutionary model to the Arab nations.
So it's like, if I told everyone in class they had to play my favorite game, or they're doing it wrong.
Spot on. And it got complicated when Iraq invaded Iran in 1980, where almost all the Arab nations backed Iraq with billions of dollars. After the two countries agreed to a ceasefire, Iraq, which sat right between Iran and the Arab nations, became the buffer. For a long time, Iraq was like a big wall that kept Iran's influence from moving west. But in 2003, that wall was taken down by none other than the American. How ironic! When the U.S. invaded Iraq in 2003 and removed Saddam Hussein, Iraq transitioned to a democratic system where many of the new leaders had spent years in exile in Iran. So Iraq shifted from a pro-Pan-Arabism country to one that is friendly to Iran.
And then they could reach each other.
They began to compete. They don't usually fight each other directly, Mia. Iran is accused of supporting smaller groups in other countries to do the fighting for them. The West called these smaller groups proxies that fight to expand Iran's influence. Some people will say they fight because the Muslims in Arab nations follow the branch of Islam called Sunni and those in Iran follow the branch called Shia. They may be right, but in the end it's mostly about power. It's about who gets to be the boss of the neighborhood.
I wish they would just share the neighborhood.
Me too, Mia. Me too.
Grandpa, can I ask you another question?